Live, that legendary professional wrestling icon Hulk Hogan, who I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, watching the NWO, watching Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I still remember him coming out and saying those words to the world. And what would he say? Is like, basically, screw you fans. This is the new world order of professional wrestling. Me, Hall, and Nash, we are the new world order, and we're going to be running through everybody. I still remember those days like it was a few years ago, and it was almost 20 something years ago. Again, Hulk Hogan dies at cardiac arrest in Clearwater Beach, Florida. It's crazy. You really think about it. My pops said this growing up. Celebrities die in the groups of three, right? Three. It was the guy who just recently died the day before Ozzy was from the Cosby Show. That's one. Then Ozzy dies. And then Hulk Hogan, like back to back to back. That's crazy. Because Hulk Hogan is a legend in the professional wrestling world. He is arguably one of the biggest icons in professional wrestling. So, with that being said, it's just crazy. You're all our celebrities, all the people that we looked up to in wrestling, baseball, football, music are all passing away. They're all of the age of 70, 80 years old. It's going to be a sad situation, a sad day when the legendary Ric Flair can no longer style and profile. And woo! What you gonna do, brother? Those days are over. But again, it's a sad situation that Hollywood Hulk Hogan, a legend of the game, a guy who revolutionized the game. He was the biggest star in professional wrestling until people like Stone Cold came around, The Rock came around, those people. He was like the biggest guy in the 80s and 90s. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers. But again, it's crazy, right? My girl sent me a message, and it was like a Facebook message. I was like, okay, it's probably a funny reel or something like that, so I didn't take it serious. So I clicked on it when I was just getting out of the gym, and I was like, what? And then my other buddy, who's a huge wrestling fan, sent me the same thing. And another friend of mine, he just sent me a message saying, Bubba the Love Sponge out in Tampa had like a radio show, and he was talking about Hulk Hogan doing neck surgery and having like back surgery, and that he wasn't looking so very well. And TMZ just reported like 27 minutes ago that the legendary Hulk Hogan has passed away from, basically, it sounds like he had like a heart attack. He had, and that is crazy. It's crazy that a guy that I grew up watching, a guy that I enjoyed his matches, his commentary, his what you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild and you ripping his shirt off, he dies. It's crazy. It's always the group of three guys. Ozzy, Hulk Hogan, and the dude from the Cosby Show all died back to back. That's nuts. The wrestling world's gonna be mourning this guy. You either love him or you hate him, but Hulk Hogan was one of the biggest icons in professional wrestling history. It's him and Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold were neck to neck. So, with that being said, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to have to go try to find some Hulk Hogan Real American beer and have a beer in the toast of that man, because honestly, Hulk Hogan is a legend of the game. It's not even funny how big this guy is. And I knew he had a lot of problems like back surgery and a lot of other health issues, because a lot of them do. We were talking about this just the other day at work, that wrestling is fake, but the bumps and bruises these guys go through for 20 years, 30 years, is crazy, because it's predetermined matches. But Hulk Hogan, he's going to go down as one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time in the wrestling world. It's going to be, like I said, sad as hell when we lose Stone Cold Steve Austin and we lose people like Ric Flair, because Ric Flair is the next guy to go, my guy. And Ric Flair is a legend of the game. But again, I hope everybody understands that Hulk Hogan just passed away. TMZ is reporting 27 minutes ago, as I am talking to you guys, that he died in Clearwater, Florida. Clearwater Beach, Florida. He was pronounced dead at 71 years of age. That's crazy. Groups of three. Groups of three is what it is. Cosby Show dude dies. Ozzy dies. And now Hulk Hogan? That's crazy. The next guy to go from the wrestling world is going to be none other than Ric Flair. It's got to be. Ric Flair is older, and at the end of the day, it's just a crazy situation that these guys are dying. And these are the guys that we used to grow up to, right? Everybody watching this used to watch NWO, used to watch Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do, brother? And you always seen that dude. That dude was always on the top of his game. He was a legend. He came out to Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Child, and it would always be like, the biggest icon in professional wrestling, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That was the best thing he ever did, was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. When he turned heel, that was the biggest thing for his career. I'm not a big wrestling fan anymore. I was like a Attitude Era guy. I loved what the Attitude Era stand for. It was badass. They can never create that. You will never have another D-Generation X and never Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. When you go back and watch these iconic interviews, the iconic promos, you're like, they can't say that shit anymore. But again, you either love this guy or you hate him. It doesn't matter. You got to pay respect to the dude, because if it wasn't for people like Hulk Hogan, you wouldn't have The Rock, Stone Cold, or Triple H. You wouldn't have those guys. Because honestly, what Hulk Hogan did in the 80s, he took wrestling to a whole nother level. Hulk Hogan was the biggest icon until we had somebody like Stone Cold who took it to another level. Outside of that, you don't have any crossover artists of today. You have maybe one wrestler that is crossed over to the mainstream, but outside of that, Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold and The Rock have captivated a wrestling audience and a pop culture audience. And what Hulk Hogan did, he played in some movies, some TV shows. He has his own beer, Real American Beer, which I'm going to have to go try for the very first time. Get a 6-pack, have a beer, a toast for the legendary Hulk Hogan. But I was just working out. My girl sent me a Instagram, I think it was Instagram or Facebook post, and I was like, oh, what's this stupid reel, right? I decided it was another silly reel, and then it said Hulk Hogan died. I was like, that's not real. That's fake. Somebody fucking around. So I went to Google and typed in Hulk Hogan died, and the first thing that popped up, yep, it's true, he died. I was like, what the fuck? I'm 41 years old, so I grew up on Hulk Hogan and enjoyed his stuff for 20 years. I enjoyed his stuff. I don't maybe agree with a lot of things he's done outside of the ring, but him in the ring as the NWO character that he was, with Scott Hall, living legend, and Kevin Nash, will never be duplicated. They can never duplicate that. And what he did for the wrestling world when he came out, and people, oh my God, Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan walked out to the ring and beat up Randy Savage, and he's like, all you fans, you can stick it, brother. This is a new world of professional wrestling. With me, Hall and Nash, the outsiders, we're going to take over. Like, that was so iconic, it wasn't even funny. But again, at the end of the day, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. If it wasn't for you, honestly, wrestling wouldn't be where it is today. It's hot as shit, man. I'm out here in Florida. It's hot as shit sitting in my car. Just got home from working out, so it's hot as shit. But yeah, a living legend right there. A very big living legend. And this is just straight off the dome, straight off the cuff, me speaking my mind. I'll do a better recap of what I think of Hulk Hogan. But again, Hulk Hogan, may you rest in peace, brother. At the end of the day, we just lost two legends of the game. Ozzy Osbourne, less than 24 hours, like 42 hours ago, we lost a living legend in Ozzy. The metal community has lost a legend, and now we lost a living legend in professional wrestling. That sucks. But again, I always will say this. I think Ric Flair is the next legend to die in the professional wrestling world. He's not doing so well himself. But again, if you're old enough and you can find it, go out and get Real American Beer and have a toast for Hulk Hogan out of respect for that man. Because if I can find that beer, I'm going to have a toast for that man, because he like I said, he is a living legend of the game. But with that being said, guys, We will see you guys next time. Just wanted to hop on here really quickly and share my thoughts of what I thought of Hulk Hogan. Like I said, I was never a Hulk Hogan guy growing up in the 90s, and when he turned heel as that bad guy NWO character, it was like nothing I've ever seen. It was just raw, it was aggressive, it was the best thing he ever did. Spray painting the belt, beating people up. But yeah, guys. With that being said, I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for the likes, the thumbs up, the sharing, whatever you're doing right now, because you got to do it out of respect. Like I said, we lost Ozzy, we lost Hulk Hogan, we lost the dude from the Cosby Show. They always come in a group of three, but Hulk Hogan, he'll be wrestling upstairs. As always, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.